It is Two Dudes with Attitudes, a wrestling podcast with your boy Ryan Enjoys Wrestling and MWO. And I am currently wearing a loser shirt, but this is our instant reaction of WrestleMania. Night 2 just finished. Roman just beat Punk. And we're going to talk Night 1 and Night 2. Ryan has literally ruined our life and our world by predicting he was going to win the Rumble and WrestleMania. So now the part-timing Roman Reigns is once again the champion. I know you're excited. How do you
acknowledge me?
Yes, sir.
You know I'm a Roman fan. I'm just saying.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
It's happening.
Acknowledge me.
Yes.
He went back to back.
I got another one.
Acknowledge me.
All right. I think we're going to acknowledge him a lot. Well, probably not a lot because probably won't see him again for 3 to 4 business days, but it is what it is. But Night 1, Night 2, I don't want to give too much because we're going to break it down. Ryan, are you ready to talk about WrestleMania 42, Las Vegas Part D? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Before you pop it up, you're going to have to hit that music, though. Before you pop it up, you got to hit that music.
I'm so excited.
You're a little excited, huh?
I am. Yeah? I'm jumping the gun over here.
Two dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the two dudes and our attitudes ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. The 5-star broadcast shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E, the two dudes with the attitudes that bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on, time to lock in. Listen to the podcast where they get it poppin'.
And now you can get into. I didn't know how excited you would be to talk about Night 1, but I guess so. let's
if we have to.
Let's just do it right now. So obviously, as you know, if you're listening to us, you obviously watch pro wrestling and WWE. And Night 1 was a disaster. It had its moments, but it ended poorly. The matches were super quick. Night 2 was a lot better. I enjoyed every single match. The main event, even though I thought it was out of nowhere, was really, really good. So it happens, right? You get a good Night 1 or bad Night 1, good Night 2. It is, excuse me, it is what it is, right? But we got to break them both down. So we're not going to do the 2 thumbs with attitudes this week. We're just going to go through each match, talk about it. It's fresh in our brains. Yeah. Let's recap it. Are you ready, Ryan?
I am. If we have to talk about Night 1, which we should, then I'm ready.
But you were ready? You wanted to do that instead of the theme song. You were pumped.
I was.
This man was like, I can't wait to talk about IShowSpeed. Well, here's your chance. Well,
yes,
and
sir.
honestly, so the opening, which was actually WrestleMania, not the pre-show, even though it looked like a pre-show, but LA Knight and the Usos defeated The Vision and IShowSpeed. We had no returns during this match. We had never saw the Usos again after this match. I'm very interested at this, but this match served a purpose, Ryan. It was to get the people that knew who IShowSpeed was to hopefully tune into the rest of WrestleMania. He did a pretty cool frog IShow splash onto Logan Paul and through a table, which I'm assuming got the internet buzzing because they're both influencers at heart who have become famous that way. And now the YouTube has probably, I haven't looked at it. I'm assuming they has 800 million views of IShowSpeed doing that move on Logan Paul. But what did you think, general, about this match in the opening of WrestleMania 42?
I mean, it was fine, I guess. But like you said, man, like there were no returns. Like I think we were all anticipating like the return of the Vision somehow to like full strength. What a difference a year makes, though. Like IShowSpeed last year at the Royal Rumble took a vicious spear, probably one of the hardest spears I've ever seen, from Braun Breaker.
100%. Yeah.
And now a year later, he's helping Braun Breaker's team, the Vision, against the Usos and LA Knight. So what a huge difference a year makes. But I mean, this was a solid opener, I guess. I was surprised that this was the opening match on ESPN because the first hour was on ESPN and not on the app. And I'm like, I get you want to try to get people to tune in and subscribe to the app, but this is the match compared to the Night 2 opener, which like I could see how that would hook people in to want to watch the rest of the show. I don't really see why people wanted to watch the rest of this show after this match. I mean, it was fine. It was a good, solid opener, I guess. And I thought the best performers in the match were the two influencers and not even the WWE stars. So shout out to Speed. I mean, he looks like he belongs.
Yeah. I mean, he's little. I don't think he could be a real wrestler, but it was
No.
nice. And I honestly had no idea who he was until he was at the Rumble. And then even then, I had to ask my son, who's 11 years old, and he was like, "Dad, that's IShowSpeed." And I'm like, I don't know who IShowSpeed is. So I don't know, but they're trying to get different types of crowds and so on. But yes, nonetheless, the match opened up. It was about IShow. It served its purpose. Let's move on. Let's see. Night 2. And this is the match everyone kind of thought. And I actually enjoyed this match, but it was
I like this match.
Jacob Fatu defeating Drew McIntyre. And I think people get upset because it was unsanctioned. So people assume it's going to be an AEW type of match. But Ryan, explain to these people that AEW and WWE are different. This is not, everything doesn't have to bleed. You can still have a nice hardcore match without having to have a syringe get jabbed through your cheekbone, you know?
Yeah, no, this match, I mean, I do. This was a tough match because I thought this match was great. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun, but I hate the fact that Drew McIntyre lost. I understand that Jacob Fatu needed the win. I understand that Jacob Fatu should have won, and I predicted him to win. But I also feel like Drew McIntyre is now to the point where, other than beating Cody Rhodes for the championship, that one episode of SmackDown, which feels like forever ago now, all he does is lose in big-time matches. And I don't know. I just feel like they keep doing him a disservice. But I thought this match was fine. I don't know why people were complaining about it. I think people were just – I think this was one of those matches where they thought it was going to be like a 20-minute banger, and it ended up being like 14 minutes because of all the commercials and the ads. And I think this was kind of the start of the many commercials and advertisements that we got throughout the entire night. And I think that's what makes people so sour on this match.
I fully agree with that. I think it was a time length, right? This probably could have been a 25-minute banger and it would have served its purpose, but it did things. They had tables. They were whipping each other with belts. They hit each other with kendo sticks. Fatu won. I thought it was a really good match, and I thought it served its purpose once again. At this moment of my life, I was thinking WrestleMania Night 1 was going to be good. So
yeah, it started off hot.
Yeah, when this came on, I was like, okay, this is it. We're going to do this, and
then we get to this.
Yeah, so we basically had the 4-way. We had Bliss and Flar, Bayley and Lyra, who I predicted. Why did you hype Bayley up the whole entire time if you weren't going to have her win? Sorry, Lash Legend right now and Trick Williams are getting freaky deaky at the press conference for those of you. That's how fresh we're doing this. The press conference is going on right now. Lash Legend was literally grinding up against her man, Trick Williams.
Good for her.
Then we had the champions, Nia Jax and Lash Legend, defending their belts. And then we had the Bellas returning. Well, Nikki Bella got hurt. Do you know how she tripped? People said she was like clumsy. What happened? How did she get hurt? Because I didn't even know she was hurt.
Yeah, she hurt her knee. I don't know how either. I think it was something.
She had a boot on.
Oh yeah, maybe it was her ankle. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was she fell at her while training. I don't really know. I don't know what the rumors are. I didn't think it was legit. I heard the rumors all day.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way this is legit. Like, this is going to, like, they're going to turn this into a story somehow, and she's going to be the one that helps them regain the women's tag team championships, which I was kind of right. But
you predicted the Bellas to win, so you were right.
Yeah.
Well, if I would have known that we were going to have a returning Paige, so Paige returned, looking fine AF. Holy shit! And I'm so happy that she is wrestling, because in AEW they kind of had her stop wrestling because of her injuries, and WWE did the same. I'm glad they had her wrestle. My favorite part about this though was that everybody knew. The whole talk of the town for the last 2 days was that Paige was going to return. So Michael Cole, when Paige returned, literally said, "Nobody knew this. This is a shocker." And then they cut to the crowd where there's legitimately a fan holding a sign saying Paige is back. Yeah. It's like, ay. But nonetheless, so here's the thing, Ryan. The match was fine. It was only like 9 minutes, which sucked. They got their spots in. Are you mad that they just gave it to Paige and Bella, Brie, because she returned? Like, that's why everyone's mad, right? Like, oh, she doesn't use just because she comes back, she needs to win. But we're acting like these women tag team titles are some like great titles that have to be earned and so on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it was a cool moment. I think for me, the thing that irritated me the most about it wasn't like I'm happy Paige is back. I think she belongs in WWE. I think she can still go. And I think the tag team division is perfect for her while starting off. So I think it was a smart decision by WWE. Instead of putting her right into a match with Jade Cargill or Tiffany Stratton, you put her in the tag division, let her kind of get her, which is what they should have done with AJ Lee. let her kind of get her stripes back a little bit, let her get her feel back in the ring, and then put her in the singles division. So I thought it was a smart way to bring her back. I think for me, the biggest thing that irritated me was this is the exact story they told last year. Last year it was Lyra, Bayley got taken out the night before WrestleMania, and so Lyra needed an opponent, and she needed a partner, and her partner was going to be none other than a returning Becky Lynch, and Becky Lynch comes in, and her and Lyra win the tag team titles. This year, flash forward a year, Brie Bella needs a tag team partner, and who's it going to be? Oh, it's going to be Paige. And I have a feeling that Nikki's going to turn heel on Monday Night Raw and cost them the women's tag team titles and turn on Paige, and like hit her with
after having the belts for 2 days.
Yeah, that's what happened last year. Like on the Raw after Mania, Becky Lynch turned on Lyra, cost them they lost the women's tag team titles, and then Becky Lynch turned heel on Lyra. I could see the same thing happening with the Bellas, and turning on Paige. So, I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm happy to have Paige back. I don't really like the whole you come back and you automatically get into the title picture.
I don't mind it just because of who Paige was. And this whole WrestleMania was kind of like a tribute to the Divas division, right? We had AJ Lee, we had the Bellas. Now we have
3-minute matches. Yeah.
It was literally, did you see them throwing up the 4 horsewomen? Like they were like those people. But yeah, I get what you're saying, but I was fine with it. I mean, like I said, we act like this women's tag team division is like, we had Naomi and Mercedes Moné walk out on the company because of these belts and the way they disrespect them. They haven't gotten better since. So
no.
But yeah. All right. What's next? All right. The match that I think everyone should have known. AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch defeats AJ Lee, wins her IC championship. I think everyone knew this was going to happen. The match was fine. AJ Lee still looks rusty to me. She doesn't look like she has really got her grip yet, or maybe like we were talking about, maybe she was never that great. Maybe when in the Diva era where they were having 2-minute matches, we didn't notice, but she doesn't look that good in the ring. Becky deserves it, and I'm calling it right now. Becky Lynch is going to lose that IC championship to Sol Ruca. I'm calling it right now. Sol Ruca is going to win the title. She is going to beat Becky Lynch. That's who Becky Lynch is going to put over with this IC championship. But Becky, bro, looks good in the ring. She's still, in my opinion, the best female wrestler in the world right now.
Yeah, no, Becky Lynch was great. AJ Lee, like we've talked about it on our live watch along, and everyone should go watch it because we actually watch wrestling. We talk about it while we're going on. We're not editing videos and getting our clips out there. We don't even post clips because I don't know why people post copyrighted material. Anyway, don't get me started on that. But we were talking during our live watch along for night 2. AJ Lee just, I don't know if she, like you were saying, did she ever really have it? Was she ever really all that good? Or are we just now noticing because of how better the women have gotten over the years?
True that.
But like she's been terrible on the microphone since her return. She looks like she's missed a step in the ring. And she's just been a kind of a big disappointment. I remember everyone being so excited that she was back and she was teaming up with Punk at WrestlePalooza and everyone was pumped about it. And it was going to be this epic thing. And it's been a huge, huge disappointment. And I am happy that Becky Lynch, who's been the face of the women's division, who has made that IC championship relevant. You look at the women's US title, it's not even on the card for either of the nights of WrestleMania because it's irrelevant. But Becky Lynch has made that IC title relevant in the women's division. She's the face of the women's division. She's the best thing going, and she deserves this 100%.
I agree. Well said. Nothing else to say. Yeah. The end. All right. In my opinion, the match of the night in night 1, Seth Rollins lost to Gunther. We had the return of one Braun Breaker who speared him before they threw him in the ring. Gunther then taps out Seth Rollins and puts him, doesn't tap him out. He puts him in a finisher and puts him to sleep. And then Braun Breaker leaves and then probably does the most epic, at the same time, most epic failure move in the history of WrestleMania, where he sprinted down the ramp, and the ramp's huge at WrestleMania, and he was running full speed, and they got a phenomenal shot, and then he lands the spear, and I don't know whose fault it was, but holy crap, I don't know how the WWE kept showing it at night 2, because it looked awful.
Missed.
I don't know if Seth moved wrong or Braun was because he was running so fast going downhill, but nonetheless, it was a whiff. But this was the best match. My thing is where do we go from here? Because we'll talk about a night 2 that I think Gunther just lost his opponent. obviously we're getting Seth and Braun Breaker, but where do we go with Gunther? But what'd you think of the match? Do you agree with me that this was the match of the night for night one? Because I thought for sure it was.
I think this might be one of the best matches of all of night one and night two. I thought it was really impressive. I mean, I knew it would be. I knew that these two guys are the best that WWE has, and you know they didn't get a proper build, but you know they made the best. They made it work with what they had, and I thought this was a great match. Braun Breaker, though, that spear was bad. Maybe it was mistiming on his part. I don't really know, but it was. I don't know. But Seth Rollins, we got to talk, man, because those contact lenses that you wore when you came out, don't ever do that again. That looked stupid. I thought my TV was like glitching. I was like, oh, my TV's like, I don't know, like it's all pixelated and stuff. And no, it was just a stupid contact lenses. Don't ever do that again. The black contacts, they don't serve you well.
I mean, he took them out before he had the match, thankfully.
Yeah, thankfully.
Yeah. I literally said that. I told my girl, I was like, how is he going to wrestle in those? Like, what is he? Can he see with those contacts in? But he took them out. So,
yeah. But I thought this match was great, and Gunther brought it. But like you said, man, where do they go from here with Gunther? We'll talk about it with night two when we do our recap there. But yeah, and what's next for Seth? How does Seth Rollins come back after dropping the World Heavyweight Championship, and then he takes a loss in his first match back? I mean, I think does that derail any of his momentum? Is he still going to feud with the Vision? There's a lot going on.
He's for sure fighting Braun Breaker.
He should have happened at WrestleMania, but well, neither here nor there.
All right, what's next? We got one more before the main event, right? All right, my girl Liv Morgan defeated Stephanie Vaquer to become the new women's champion. She did her little music video dance where she basically
a lot of people didn't like it. I loved it.
The people who didn't like it, obviously.
Yeah, they
don't like women because she basically had on the clothes sex with a dude in the ring. She got her clothes ripped out. But the thing with this match is that it was cooking. They were telling a good story, but they got 9 minutes, I think, maybe.
Yes,
it just was not, and I don't know why they didn't get that extra time because this match was important. It was good, but nonetheless, Liv Morgan is your champion again. And Judgment Day came out and celebrated with her. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fantastic time. It wasn't the best, but it was good.
Yeah, I mean, I think for the overall timing, they made the best of a bad situation. Liv Morgan regaining the women's championship is the right decision. She has been incredible since her return. She's been incredible since turning heel and joining the Judgment Day with Dirty Dom and everybody else. Stephanie Vaquer. Like, it was a cool moment when she won the title, and she's had her moment in the sun, but now it's Liv Morgan's time, and Stephanie can always get it back. She's going to do great things. I'm not worried about her at all, but it's time for Liv. It's Liv time once again, so I'm excited.
I agree. I don't know why people were upset that Stephanie didn't win. She did her run. She did her thing. Now, she's still new in this business, and Liv technically never lost that strap. She needed to continue to have it, so yeah. All right, main event time. Cody Rhodes defeated Randy Orton with the help from Pat McAfee, I think, kind of. Not this.
Yeah, me neither.
So basically, long story short, Jelly Roll did the first ever destroying a table by doing a splash on Pat McAfee right before the match, and the table literally exploded. I don't even think they could rebuild it. And then he never came out again. And then Pat McAfee came out dressed as a referee when the referee was out and tried to pin Cody Rhodes, and he did the slowest count of all time. Randy Orton then RKO's him to then get put into Crossroads to then lose the match. Cody Rhodes, your champion. After Cody Rhodes wins, you think it's all said and done. People are claiming that Randy was selling a back injury, but it was real. He wasn't selling it. But then Randy Orton destroys Cody Rhodes, boots him, lays him out, and holds the title up. So you had Cody Rhodes, who people are over. They're sick of the baby face run. Win the match to only have Randy Orton stand tall over him at the end of WrestleMania. WrestleMania is supposed to end stories, not start stories. Right?
Exactly. You're 100% right. And I think, a couple stories did end. Apparently, the Pat McAfee, Randy Orton alliance was short-lived. But thank you, Pat, for 50,000 people showing up at WrestleMania. So I guess he did what he was supposed to do, I guess. But yeah, like this whole thing, this whole concept was stupid. So Randy Orton was the baby face in the match, but because he was getting cheers, and Cody Rhodes was like feeding into the heel energy of the crowd. Cody Rhodes low blowed Randy Orton at one point. Randy Orton, like every time Randy Orton hit Cody Rhodes, he was getting popped. He was getting cheered. So Cody like leaned into his heel stuff, and then at the end, it's Randy Orton that's a heel, but even like RKOing Pat McAfee, just for Cody to do the crossroads and then pin Randy Orton. It was just a stupid concept. And then to make matters worse, Randy Orton hits the punt, like he brings the punt back. We haven't seen the punt in years. He brought it back on Cody Rhodes. And then during like the post show, they showed Jackie Redmond like on the sidelines doing a sideline report, I guess, or a backstage report. And there's Cody Rhodes like limping up the stage. Like the punt used to take people out. The punt used to take people out on a stretcher, on a gurney.
For a while. They would not return.
And you were written off. And there's Cody Rhodes like walking with like, he's got blood coming out of his head and he's limping up the stage. And Jackie Redmond's trying to get a comment from him and he doesn't answer her. And then he's like, that's pure toughness from Cody Rhodes. I don't know. I thought the no selling really kind of ruined the punt for me. This whole concept was just really, really stupid. This whole build was stupid. This whole match was stupid. We did all this to build to a match at Backlash. Like that's what it feels like. It feels like now we're going to get the story that they should have told for Backlash instead of telling it at WrestleMania, which is going to be Cody versus Randy in the rematch.
Well, thank God we're not getting Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll tag team because that's what everybody said was going to happen. I think Randy's going to beat Cody at Backlash, but that makes no sense because why save it for Backlash? But
and why not just have Randy win the title at Main? I don't know. They got the WWE like really screwed themselves over big time with the build for this match and just the overall performance in this match. People were talking about how like this match was great if it wasn't for Pat McAfee, and I thought this match was probably the worst one of the night.
And I made a TikTok about it and people came at me, but back-to-back WrestleManias, Cody Rhodes has had possibly two of the worst WrestleMania main events of all time. Top 5 for sure, 2 of them are in it with John Cena and Randy Orton. So is it Cody or is it everybody, you know what I'm saying? But before we go on that too, the worst part about this is that they brought in Pat McAfee, they brought in Jelly Roll, they did all this when they had a phenomenal story to tell.
Exactly.
They didn't need it, but then they led the main event was all about that. Cody going through his history. They had Randy do it. Like they talked about the hit. So why not just in
20 years of history? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why we even brought Pat in, but nonetheless, let's get that taste out of our mouth. Let's go to night 2, baby, because night 2 started off. Oh my gosh, you were driving. I was spilling beer all over my computer. This was I said it. We said it. Oba defeated Brock Lesnar. And the match I thought was better than a squash. I thought it should have been a squash. It wasn't. But I like the fact that Oba just kicked right out of the F5, led it into a choke slam, did his finishing move one time. He did it once and beat Brock Lesnar. Oba Femi is the future of pro wrestling. He will be the champion at SummerSlam by defeating the champion we'll talk about later at SummerSlam. He will be the biggest superstar in all of pro wrestling by next year WrestleMania. But the talk of the town, Oba Femi walked all the way out, Ryan. I don't think you knew this. He left. He walked all the way up the ramp, and as soon as he went to the back, then Brock Lesnar finally woke up. So he sold the shit out of being defeated by Oba Femi. He gets up. First thing he does is start taking off his gloves. And the crowd they're like booing, right? They don't want him. Takes his other glove off. Then he starts taking off his boots. And he's crying.
Start realizing.
He is literally, and the crowd is, thank you, Brock. And which I'm so happy because I know the allegations. We've talked about this. He's been cleared. So I don't know why we're still going over allegations. The dude did great for this business. And I think we should have a whole episode on Brock Lesnar, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Although we didn't have one on John Cena. But I think we should because Brock is that dude.
We had a Cena episode. Yeah.
Oh, we did. Yeah. I think we should have a Brock one too because Brock is that dude. Nonetheless, took the boots off, took the gloves off. Him and Paul embraced. I mean, I had tears in my eyes. I'm not going to lie. And he walked up the ramp and did a thing and said goodbye. They didn't say he retired. Some guy went at me and basically said, he's not retired, bro. He retired from WrestleMania. I didn't know you can retire from WrestleMania. But nonetheless, what does this do for Gunther? What is Brock Lesnar's legacy? And what does this do for Obafemi, Ryan? Because this was a hot start to WrestleMania. And I knew as soon as this happened, night 2 was going to be good.
Yeah, this really set night 2 off in the right direction. You could make the argument that this could have closed night 1, and night 1 would have been
100%. 100%.
But yeah, this was, I don't know what this does for Gunther next. And I was asking that on our watch along. I was like, was this planned? Did the WWE know about this ahead of time? Because if that's the case, why did they have, and don't get me wrong, Obafemi deserves it. Obafemi deserves the victory, but why did they have Gunther? I mean, why did they have Brock wrestle Obafemi and not Gunther when Gunther has the career killer gimmick? And so that's what makes me wonder, like, because Gunther didn't have a match for a long, long time. It wasn't until like 2 weeks ago that Seth Rollins and Gunther were like, hey, you don't have a match. I don't have a match. Let's wrestle at WrestleMania. So it did make me wonder, like, was this part of the plan? Did they know this? Was this spur of the moment? Was this because night 1 was so bad and they wanted a moment? Was this for WWE Unreal content that they're trying to film? And we're going to get the scoop on season 3's premiere, whenever the heck it premieres before SummerSlam. Like, I don't know. But this was nobody saw this coming. Nobody saw Brock Lesnar leaving all of his stuff in the middle of the ring, calling it quits. And he was bawling. He was, crying. Paul Heyman hugged him, and he was also high-fiving fans, something you never see Brock Lesnar ever doing. He was high-fiving fans on the way out. He was, he waved to the crowd before he went backstage. I mean, it was an emotional moment, and we've lost, and it made me sad as a wrestling fan, because in 2025 and 2026 we've lost Goldberg, John Cena, AJ Styles, now Brock Lesnar. Soon, like, some of our favorites are going to be hanging it up for good, and it's just kind of a end. Roman's going to be gone. CM Punk's going to be hanging it up soon. I mean, it's the end of an era. But as far as his legacy, Brock Lesnar is one of the most underrated and underappreciated wrestlers that's ever existed in the WWE. When he was the next big thing, he was great. We say this all the time about Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels has 2 Hall of Fame careers. I think Brock Lesnar could have 2 Hall of Fame careers in the WWE. Like,
well said.
His time, like, before, when he was the next big thing, before he retired to go join the Vikings and join UFC, that was Hall of Fame worthy. Then he comes back like 5 years later, and he ends the Undertaker streak. He wins the Elimination Chamber. He becomes a multiple-time champion. He beats Goldberg and all that time. He destroys John Cena. He was a special attract. Like, he was fantastic in his second run. But my favorite part of Brock is when he always put people over. People always say he never puts anyone over. He's a part-time guy. But he put Roman Reigns' championship reign would not have been as great as it was without Brock Lesnar. Roman, like, John Cena's memorable moments would not have been great if it wasn't for Brock Lesnar. So many moments occurred under Brock Lesnar, and it was all great. Like, he was very underrated and underappreciated, and he'll be missed for sure.
Well said. I agree. All right, what's next? All right, the ladder match of all ladder matches with the IC title, where Penta ended up throwing Javon Evans down and out and defended his IC championship. I don't know how much of this match you watched, but it was a fun match. Everyone kind of showed out. I think JD McDonough did a Mexican Destroyer. We had quite a few moves with Javon Evans going through ladders. Rusev and had a huge with Rey Mysterio crashing and breaking through the ladder. Everyone did their part. Fun match. And I think we knew this would be that type of fun match of the night. You know what I mean? Did it steal the show? Maybe not, because I think the main event was pretty much epic. But this was damn close. And I know people are a little upset because we had Oba win. Somebody wins after this match. So they kind of wanted Javon Evans to win as well. But he's a little bit not as high up right now in the rankings as those 2 other men. But I still think he showed out and had his moments. So props to him. But Penta, I mean, you got to remember, the WWE is pushing the luchadors right now. They're embracing AAA. They're trying to get that culture back. So Penta is the right guy to continue winning this IC title after this ladder match.
Yeah, I mean, I knew this match would be good. I didn't think this match was going to be great by any stretch, just because it was in the first hour. It was on ESPN, and I knew
It
that
went like 20 minutes, I think.
yeah,
Almost.
I knew they would be on a time crunch because they're not going to do what AEW does, which is have the pre-show and then it feeds into the start of the pay-per-view with them still wrestling and like the pyro's going off and they're still in the ring. Like they weren't going to do that. They were going to get their intro in. So I knew like once and like you had to keep the emotions were high with Brock, doing his retirement right before then. And so I knew that this match was going to deliver. It was going to be solid, but I didn't think it was going to be anything spectacular. And, I think the right person won, and I'm curious to see what happens with the rest of these people. But JD McDonough, nobody talks about how good that guy is in the ring. He's always looked at as like the joke of the Judgment Day, the laughing stock. We know how good Ray is. We know how good Rusev can be. Javon's being booked as a future star, and Dragon Lee is killer as well. But nobody talks about how good JD McDonough is, and I thought he showed out in this match for sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, great stuff. All right. Here it was. Trick Willie is the new U.S. champion by defeating Sami Zayn. When Sami Zayn beat Carmelo Hayes and won the U.S. championship, I said that. That's the number one thing I said was that stop tripping. They didn't want Trick and Carmelo. It's not big enough for Mania. But Sami Zayn is a former main eventer at WrestleMania. Yes, sir. Night one. And Trick beating him in his first ever WrestleMania match and winning the U.S. championship is what Trick needed. That's going to boost him off. And then I got a little weary because they're turning Sami Zayn heel. They're going that route. And I thought, you know what? Is this the way they're going? They're going to try to do a double swerve. They didn't. They kept it with how it should have been. Trick Williams is the new U.S. champion. I, once again, enjoyed this match immensely. I thought it was really good. I know that it wasn't as long as it should have been, but it was a really good match. What say you? And are you excited for Trick Williams in the future that he brings? The Lemon Pepper Steppers.
I mean, I think, yes, I'm very excited about Trick Williams. I think this guy's a star. Obafemi's a star. WWE is in probably the best hands that it's been in a long time with some future stars.
Sir.
And Carmelo Hayes is up there, Trick Williams, Obafemi. You've got so many other people, Braun Breaker up on that list. They have future stars in their midst right now. So this is a perfect spot for them to be in. But Trick Williams, man, there's nothing this guy can't do. This guy's entertaining on the mic. He's great in the ring. He turns, things that shouldn't be as good into fantastic stuff. And Sami Zayn, I think he's overdue for a character change. And I think him embracing the heel stuff makes more sense than Cody Rhodes embracing the heel stuff. Because the crowd just turned on Sami out of nowhere, and he's kind of taking it on. Like, why are you booing me? Like, I haven't done anything. I literally am just the same old guy I've always been. But he's also working a little bit more heelish as well, like moving the referee in front of him to stop stuff and all that. So I'm digging it. I'm curious to see what this leads to. But Trick Williams being U.S. champion, 100% the right call. And this was, another great way to open night 2 of WrestleMania. Night 2 was way better.
Well, obviously. And he was definitely he was doing all sorts of heel things because he was also trying to get count-out victories. No babyface wants a count-out victory, right? They want to win fair and square, and he was doing that too. But yeah, I think this is the moment he goes heel. I thought they were going to do it in this match by him turning. I think now he's going to say, hey, I've been completely embracing the fans, caring what you guys think. Now I'm not a champion. I lost to Trick Williams. I think he's going to go heel after this. I think this is his moment now. And we'll see who he feuds against.
And going back to Trick real quick, like this was his first WrestleMania. Like everyone's talking about Obafemi. Like Obafemi's great, don't get me wrong, but this is Trick's first WrestleMania, and he looked like he's been wrestling in 15 WrestleManias. Like that's how good this guy is. He was so flawless good out there.
He's so good at everything. I love him. All right, what's next? All right. You're finally wrong. I think this is the only one you missed because you decided to be
I got Randy. I predicted Randy Orton to win.
Oh, well, everyone had Randy, but we had the Demon Finn Balor cheat.
Yes,
to beat my boy Dominic Mysterio. This guy had to become a demon. He literally had to go into a different dimension like Peacemaker and become a whole nother human being. Use ladders, chairs, just to defeat our boy Dirty Dominic Mysterio. But he did beat Dom. What'd you think?
I thought it was a great match. Dominic's entrance was
was,
fantastic.
yeah.
Finn Balor. I miss that theme song of Finn Balor so much that I'm happy he brought it back. The Demon Finn, he should just keep that character full time. It's great. It's fantastic. It's
Right?
good stuff, man. Like I dig the Demon, but I did predict Dominic Mysterio to win. And to be fair, the WWE announced like 15 minutes before WrestleMania Night 2 that this was going to be a street fight. I predicted Dominic to win by cheating. I thought he was going to use weapons. I thought he was going to, do the lie, cheat, and steal thing from Eddie Guerrero and steal a victory by cheating, by hitting him with the chair, doing something. But then when they made it a street fight, that's when I was like, all right, now I wish I could change my prediction because I think Finn Balor's definitely going to win. But yeah, I thought this was a great match. I think Dom was protected. He looked good, even in defeat, and Finn looked fantastic as the Demon. And he gets the Demon back on the right track.
Well said, because in all seriousness, Finn needed this win. And in all seriousness, Finn did have to become the Demon and be having a street fight just to beat Dominic. So obviously they use tactics to make him look good. And he's still the king of the Luchadors. It's funny because Finn had a phenomenal entrance at WrestleMania 42. Shit was golden. But I still like Tom better. I like him coming out with all the king of the Luchadors by things. That's just my take.
On the throne, so good.
Like someone said in my comments, I'm got to get his meat out of my mouth, I guess, but that's what somebody told me. So.
Of course.
Oh, kids these days. All right, what's next? Woo! Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. We thought this match would go 2 minutes. It went 10. I actually enjoyed it. It was a very, very back and forth match. They did finishers, they reverse finishers. Jade did a couple real moves. Mitchell and company came out. Io Sky, which almost knocked you out of your hair. You were so shocked by the fact that she came out. She also almost came out of her top 5 times. Yeah. But nonetheless, in the end, Rhea Ripley is once again the champion. I don't want to hear people say Rhea Hogan. Here's the thing.
They will.
They are already. But here's the thing. When you are the most over wrestler in the world, somebody who won in the main event, sometimes you just got to have the championship. It is what it is. Ratings talk. Not everybody is Tony Khan where they don't care about ratings, so they give it to Darby Allin. Some people actually care about the business. Rhea Ripley is that girl. I love Jade Cargill. I think she got the championship, which she probably shouldn't even have had yet. She had a run, and she got to have a match at WrestleMania against Rhea Ripley. All of that is wins for her. She will do better things moving on forward as well. But props to Rhea Ripley, champion once again. Good match, too. It wasn't great. It wasn't a 5-star match, Dave Meltzer, but it did its job. It was fun.
Yeah, I mean, like you were saying, man, Rhea needs the belt. Rhea's fantastic, and she's the most over wrestler in the women's division. On the popularity side, I still think Becky Lynch is the best character in the women's division. But I think
the best.
But I think Rhea Ripley's the better wrestler. I think she is the most over, and she's the best. And so you got to reward the best. But Jade, I thought this match over delivered. I was expecting this to be like a squash. I was expecting this to be a 2 to 3 minute match, which is what we got on all of night 1 with the women's division. So shout out to them for going 10, 12 minutes, however long it was. And yeah, the right woman won. I am curious. Like, we did get to see Io Sky. So all these people that were like, how can you not have Io at WrestleMania? I knew she was going to come out and contribute either during or after the match. We also had Michin come out. We had all the other people working with Jade Cargill come out as well. So it was a good showing for the women. It was a great showing all WrestleMania.
You actually thought Io was going to turn. You called it about 700 times.
I thought she would when they were celebrating there, because Io needs something, and Io was champion last year, and she hasn't done anything. All she is now is Rhea Ripley's cheerleader. So I fully anticipated her. When her and Rhea were hugging it out, I fully anticipated her attacking her. But maybe they're going to save that for the Raw after Mania.
I'll be Rhea's cheerleader. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so whatever she wants me to be. Yeah. I'll shoot the Ozempic in her butt cheeks. All right, what's next? All right, main event time. In my opinion, the match of WrestleMania. Old man CM Punk. Oh my gosh, lost. Old man CM Punk lost due to being old to Roman Reigns. The Zebros are no more. Roman's your new champion. And oh my goodness.
We can keep talking, man. We can keep going.
I'll wear my Roman shirt tomorrow anyway, so it doesn't matter.
He brought this thing back at WrestleMania tonight.
He did. He did.
But yeah,
Look, you
All
know
is
I'm
right
a
in the
Roman
world.
guy. You know I'm a Roman guy. I've always been a Roman guy. I am now starting to be okay with it. I think he's gonna. I think it's just like you said. They need the ratings. They need that person. They need that guy. He's going to lose it to Obafemi at SummerSlam 100%. I'm calling it right now. Obafemi will win the King of the Ring. He will then face Roman at SummerSlam, and he will defeat Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. And Oba will then have Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns on his resume. I think that's why Roman's doing it. He doesn't have to
Cody
be
Rhodes.
on Raw. Nah, F Cody Rhodes. Nobody cares about that. I'm hoping Randy beats Cody at Backlash. But I don't know what happened in this match, though, because it was a great match. And then all of a sudden, Roman Punk just like gassed out and then got pinned, and it was game over. It was kind of out of nowhere. But this match went about 30 or so minutes. I didn't time it, but I think about that, and it was good. Good stuff. It closed out night 2 in a pretty damn good WrestleMania Vegas night 2 was pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm very happy. Very happy.
WrestleMania Night 2 was obviously way better than Night 1, but I'm going to say it too. I think it was better than all of WrestleMania 41. Both
yeah.
Las
Last year
Vegas.
sucked. Yeah.
Yeah, last year's was terrible from both. Even Punk and Roman were in the main event of one of those nights too against Seth Rollins. But this match blew that match out of the water. This match had that big fight feel. This match like had you on the edge of your seat. I do like that they did the callback to Punk being old in the video. The promotional video, because that's what ended up costing Punk the match was his exhaustion, I guess. But the ending did kind of come out of nowhere. The ending did kind of come out of left field. It was just like, oh, okay, just like that, it's over. It didn't feel dramatic. It just felt like, oh, okay, I guess that's it. And there was still plenty of time. I mean, it was only like 9:20 to 9:40 or something. There was still plenty of time for like something big to happen. But I mean, I think all is right in the world with Roman Reigns as champion. I am curious to see what happens, but I do think there's something to it with, him beating CM Punk. Punk doesn't need the championship. Punk can go feud with other people. Maybe they can revisit the CM Punk Seth Rollins feud, and Roman can go on and put over Obafemi on his way out. So I thought this was a great way to end WrestleMania. And I do wonder, too, if Punk is legitimately hurt. You said he was acting because there was at one point where he was like slow to get on his feet. Then he got up and he fell right back down. It was
during the Macho Man table. The ref was talking to him a lot.
And you could see the ref talking to him, and he like grabbed the ref like by the ear, and he was like whispering something. It makes me wonder, like, maybe they called an audible, and maybe they was like, I'm hurt
sense.
again.
He's always injured. Makes sense.
And maybe that's why the ending kind of felt a little flat. And then at the end, Roman's holding the belt up, and you can see Punk like staggering. He like falls over a couple of times. So maybe he was acting and selling it, which was it wouldn't surprise me because that's what these guys do. Yeah. But at the same time, it also wouldn't surprise me to see him hurt. So we'll find out more. But this was a great way to end WrestleMania. All is right in the world. The ratings are going to be back up. Roman Reigns is must-see TV. CM Punk is great, of course, but when Randy won, I knew even more Roman Reigns was going to win. I mean, I'm sorry, when Cody won over Randy in night 1, I knew Roman Reigns was going to win in night 2. There was no way they were going to have the Chamber winner lose and the Rumble winner lose both nights.
Yeah, that threw it off too. And I think it could be true about the Audible, because I still think to this day CM Punk called that Audible the Royal Rumble, and that's like, was it Roman or Cody? Which one was that? It
was Cody.
That was that I think CM Punk was supposed to win. He got injured by Drew, right? During the pedigree or whatever he did to him, and I think that was I believe that. So I think he might have called it. But either way, Roman's a champ, and I think it's best for business. And if you don't know, during the pre-show, Obafemi did call out Roman Reigns, so they were already setting it up. Basically, Obafemi said, "Roman Reigns, you're gonna get some." So I mean, but why else? Roman come back. If Roman's going to win the championship again, he's not going to have a long. This isn't for him. This is just like AJ Becky winning, which I think she's going to lose to the Sol Ruka. I think this is for Roman to pass it
just
off.
Like Brock beating Oba tonight. Yeah, Oba beating Brock. Yeah, and the other thing too, like I think it opens up a bunch of interesting stories. Right, what happens with CM Punk now that he's no longer champion? Because he likes to say he was a fighting champion every 5 seconds, and now he's no longer champion. But also, Seth Rollins, who hates Roman Reigns, never lost that World Heavyweight Championship. So
never.
Is he going to come back and go after Roman? And remember, Roman didn't want the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania a couple years ago. He called it the consolation prize. He said it was the second place. It was the losers bracket because he had the title that mattered, which now Cody Rhodes still has.
Yeah.
You know, is there like I feel like there's some interesting stories that WWE could tell, but you know, we all saw with Cody and Randy that they have a good story right in front of them, and they get Pat McAfee involved for some reason. So who knows? But they do have some cool, compelling stories that they could tell with Roman as champion.
I fully agree. All right, well, there it is. Night 1 and Night 2 WrestleMania. Instant reactions. We didn't even wait. We did it instantly. This will probably post on Monday. But nonetheless, it was done right after WrestleMania. Right. As always, for those of you that checked in our live watch-along, thank you so much. I know we didn't post about it. We didn't talk about it. We didn't do a Night 1, but we did a Night 2, so we understand why it didn't get busy. Really loving Roman all of a sudden. I want you to wear your Roman Reigns shirt soon.
I will.
Oh, wait, you don't have any. You don't got none. You ain't got none. Don't say you. I bet you got a bunch of CM Punk shirts, though.
I don't. I actually don't have any. I have. Actually, I do have a CM Punk shirt. I have a CM Punk and a K. I haven't bought any WWE merch in a while, though. I do want to.
I need to. There's a bunch of new shirts that are pretty dope. I need some.
Yeah, I don't really like his OTC logos though. I like his old tribal chief, like one and done, the one. Like I like all that. I don't really like the OTC. But
well, we got to get you that Danhausen shirt too. But
I do like that RKO everyone shirt with the blood.
With the blood, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. But anyway, all right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, we appreciate you. We love you for all your support. And if you just want to listen to me yappity yap on TikTok or any social media, you can get me at my_wrestling_opinion. And with me, as always, is the man who loves the demon and now all of a sudden loves Roman.
That's right. It's Ryan Enjoys Wrestling. Go follow me on all the social media platforms. I'm going to be boasting about Roman Reigns all Monday, so get used to it. I'm on the acknowledge me bandwagon. It's happening. So go follow me on all the social media platforms. And then if you're listening to us we are on Apple and Spotify. We're on all the audio platforms. So go follow us over there. We're in the top 10% of all listened to wrestling podcasts. The way to get us into that top 5%, the top 1%, is to like and subscribe and leave us 5-star ratings. And then we're on all the social media platforms as well. X at 2DudesPC, Twitch, where we were live tonight for WrestleMania Night 2 at 2Dudes_with-attitudes, Instagram, 2Dudes-with-attitudes podcast, right here on YouTube, 2Dudes-with-attitudes, and on TikTok at 2Dudes-with-attitudes as well. So go follow us on all those social media platforms. We appreciate all the love and support out there. Go tell the world about your favorite 2 dudes on the internet, and don't forget to acknowledge us, because all is right in the world with Roman Reigns as our champion.
Throw up those twos.
That's right.
2 dudes, whoop back. We out.
2 dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the 2 dudes and our attitudes ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. A 5-star broadcast shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E, the 2 dudes with the attitudes that bring the heat.